Manchester United. They got a point against Aston Villa at the weekend, but it's the worst start to the Premier League season ever. Jace, look, obviously I know you want to talk Spurs, but we have got some Man United fans who want to come on.
Yeah.
Look, what's your take on Erik Ten Hag? He gets a point, but is that enough to keep him in a job?
Right,
really?
So away at Porto, a point. I thought they'd get beat. I thought they'd get beaten yesterday as well. Come away with 2 draws. That is as good as it possibly could have been. They weren't going to win both of those games. They might have nicked one of them.
We're talking about Man United here. They're 14th in the table, Jace.
I know, but
when you say, like, Ten Hag can't lose against Villa.
I'm not.
Well, how about the first, 7 games of the season?
Sugarcoating their season at all, right? One little bit. But to go away to Aston Villa and get a point, that ain't bad.
Villa weren't at it, were they?
No, after the Lord's Mayor's show of midweek against Bayern Munich, maybe they were a little bit off it. Maybe you need a little bit of good fortune sometimes. Sometimes when you play a side, you might just catch them. They might have had a big weekend.
So again, you're just kicking the can down the road.
I can't.
The inevitable is going to happen.
I can't see how he long-term holds onto his job. No, I agree with that. I can't see what that future looks like for him in the Man United dugout. I don't see it. And they're going to be another couple of dodgy results away. It's amazing, though. That ain't bad. Normally, going away to Aston Villa, getting a point.
Yes, If you're 8th or 9th in the table and you go away to Aston Villa and you get a point, you go, all right, fair enough. But you got to look at Manchester. Forget the Villa game. Look at the start of the season. 7 games, and they've got 8 points.
Yes,
they're 14th.
I'm not
they're below Bournemouth.
Good team, Bournemouth, mate.
Good team,
Bournemouth.
But it's not good enough.
Bro, Spurs!
It's not good enough, is it? Let's be honest. It's not good enough.
No, it's not.
So we can't just keep sitting here and giving them any excuse of saying, we got a point against Aston Villa.
No, I'm not.
Well, it's the worst start to a Premier League season ever.
But the last 2 games, going away to Porto and at the weekend against Villa, 2 tough away games. But somehow he's managed to get...
the last time that they got was the worst Premier League start to the season ever?
Last season, mate.
Last season.
He's
so he's had 2 seasons, he's broke the record.
He's breaking his own record. Mate, breaking records like that, it takes some going, doesn't it?
We can't just keep sitting here saying,
I agree with you.
It's ridiculous. Before we speak to the fans, let's go to speak to Man United legend Wayne Rooney. He joined Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent on Drive this afternoon. He was asked about the current state of the club.
For everyone who wants Manchester United to do well, it's been frustrating, and being Manchester United 14th in the Premier League is not where they want to be. And with Ten Hag, I think what United have done in the last few years, they've changed the managers and they've tried to go with a new manager and try and rebuild, but whatever one they've brought in hasn't quite worked, if you like. And Erik Ten Hag, he's an experienced manager. I think he's trying extremely hard to get it right. I think the culture of the football club is, we're seeing a lot of players who are coming in, a lot of foreign players, and I think Manchester United's identity was always a good core of British players, and I think that's maybe missing a little bit. So, players who can control the dressing room and help the manager out when they're going through a difficult period. So I think that's a big change, if you like, from what I've seen over the last few years. But we hope, Ten Hag can turn it around and get them back challenging.
Yeah, that was Wayne Rooney speaking on Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent's Drive. Let's go to Lewis, who's a Man United fan. All right, Lou?
How you doing, boys?
Lewis.
All right, Lou, how are you?
Yeah, listen, right, a 0-0 draw, sorry, it's still not good enough yesterday. It shouldn't save him or give him more time or make them think, hang on, maybe, we'll keep him for another couple of months. Look, he's presided over the worst season ever last season, and now he's presiding over the worst start to a season ever. I mean, what are they waiting for? What do they think he's going to suddenly kick into gear and win 10 games in a row and we're going to be challenging for the title?
No.
I mean, look at the table, 14th, we're miles off the top, right? And we're miles off top 4th. I just don't get it. 5 goals in the league, and 3 of them came in one game against Southampton. And the other, we've won 3 games in 11 if you count the Charity Shield. What? I don't get the ownership. Why aren't they thinking that this season's already looking like it's going down the toilet in Europe, because we've had a shocking start in the Europa League as well. And the Premier League, we're drifting. We're looking over our shoulders at the teams behind us. You know?
Do you know what? With that international break come up now is the time to reflect and move forward if that's going to be the case. You often see.
Jason, they've got a meeting tomorrow, apparently, I read.
Yes,
right?
that's true.
They've got a meeting yeah, but why? What are they thinking about? I don't
Well, this meeting, I believe, was arranged before. This is not something they've just hastily done.
They've had reviews, they've had meetings. I don't understand why they can't come to the conclusion they're meant to be top blokes, right? You know, they know what they're doing, big businessmen. I don't understand why they can't see that it's not working for Ten Hag. It's been there 2.5 years nearly, right? Forget the League Cup, the FA Cup. We're talking about the Premier League, meat and drink, week in, week out football, and Europe. He's won, one game in 10 in his last 10 European games, right, over the last 2 seasons. So he's doing useless in Europe and hopeless in the Premier League. I mean, it's just not working. It's so obvious. We're going nowhere. We're not going to get top one. I'm with you, Jamie. You can't look at the positives, Jason, and go, oh, well, we didn't lose against Porto and we didn't lose to Villa. So what? Harry Maguire scores in the last gasp. That would have been another 2-0 lead he's thrown away. And he's thrown away a lot of 2-0 leads in 2 seasons. A lot.
You know, as well, Lou, like I look at it and go, you look at the course of the season already, you're 14th in the table. But you've also got to look at the situation with the players. He's brought in more players and they're on the bench already because they've been so poor. He played Johnny Evans yesterday. And fair play to Johnny Evans. You know, what a career he's had. And he must be standing there thinking, crying out loud, I've got to play again. I'm starting again for Man United.
I know, he's got no excuses either, right? All he bleated on about last season was, injuries, right? He's got no injuries this season. All the players he's bought, nearly all of that team are his players, bar a few. And he's still getting crap results and terrible football. I mean, the home form's shocking as well. If you look at it, hasn't improved from last season. You know, we're not scoring goals.
Well, he come out yesterday and said he's got 4 clean sheets. He was happy with that. 4 clean sheets, he come out and said.
Barnsley, they kept a clean sheet against Barnsley.
Yeah, I know. We were back, apparently, when we beat Barnsley in the League Cup. You know, that's all right. It's a joke. We are a joke. We're floating, we're drifting, we're not going anywhere. Nothing's changed from last season. We'll nick the odd 1-0 or nick the odd result, but there'll be a lot of draws, a lot of defeats, a lot of bad football. We're going nowhere. Why give him another 6 games or whatever? Nothing's
okay, here's the thing, though, Lewis. Getting rid of a manager is only half the job. Okay?
Tuchel.
Right, okay, fine. But that has to be in place. You've got to have, and I think these next 2 weeks.
He's available.
Well,
he's available.
He's the, if you can believe the bookies.
I just feel like it's going to be Nistelrooy.
Yeah, it probably will be as a caretaker, but not as a permanent.
You know, you say like your things have got to be in place. Ten Hag is the problem, all right? I'm sorry. He's, we can talk about cultures, we can talk about the mentality. Yeah, of course, all right? But that does need to change. Wayne Rooney makes a good point. You know, there's a lot of, foreign players who may not know how to control a dressing room, British players, who can come in there, know what it means to play for Man United and get teams and players on side, right? I agree with him on that. But you've got things in place to get rid of Ten Hag. You have got Ruud van Nistelrooy sat there on the bench. He's a manager. So get rid of Ten Hag, give Nistelrooy 6 games, see how it goes, and if it don't work, go and get Tuchel.
What you've got to look at is as well, right? The games we've lost to Spurs and Liverpool at home, 3-0, 3-0. They should have been 6 or 7-0 defeats. That ball should be sat there going, blimey, 3 was bad enough, but that should have been 6 or 7-0 at Old Trafford. I mean, they're sackable defeats. Look, I can't get how he's got so many lives, Ten Hag. He's like a cat, isn't he? I mean, finishing bottom of the Champions League group last year, that's sackable offence.
Yeah.
Losing 7-0 to Liverpool, that's a sackable offence. The worst season ever, sackable offence. But he keeps getting away with it.
Yeah. Well, he's got Erik Ten Hag, and I think he's down to Erik One Hag, isn't he? He's only got one left.
Do you know what, that FA Cup game against Coventry, right? You think about that goal when Coventry nearly knocked them out of the FA Cup, right? That kept him in the job and then beaten City. That's why we're here having this conversation. Yeah. If Coventry knock him out, he's not there.
As a management company, though, you see these, billionaire people in charge of a football club, and we're all sitting here saying, okay, well, yeah, he's done well. He's won against Manchester City. Oh, we've got to keep him. Well, no, you go, you know what, Eric? Thanks very much. You've done a great job. We're going to let you go on a trophy win. And you know what? You can walk away with your head held high. Right, but we need to go in a different direction. We don't think you're the man for the job because every single person in the whole of the country knew exactly what Man United we were going to see.
But here's the problem that they had back then. If they feel there's not the man that they want right now, I don't think giving him another year was the worst thing. I don't think it was the worst decision.
You're wasting a season.
Who's available right now?
Thomas
It's
Tuchel,
right?
Yeah,
It's not a whole big list
I know,
of them.
but they're Manchester United.
But they might
don't
not
get the manager you want.
What if they do want Inzaghi? He's not leaving Italy anytime soon. That's the problem they've found themselves in now. They've left it mid-season. This change is gonna be. It's a plaster, mate, going over a big scratch.
I know, but I think you talk about there's put things in place. Well, I think that things are in place for Ten Hag to go. I think they made that decision when they brought Nistelrooy in.
Right. Okay. Fine. But
so
look,
things are in place.
If the main target they feel is not available right now, they might have to wait until the summer.
I wouldn't wait till the summer. Are you joking?
What are they going to get?
What are you talking about?
Mate, they might have to.
What do you mean?
Okay, who'd they want? If it's not Tuchel, who's out there? Tuchel's got his own bit of baggage.
Okay,
I know he wins things, Tuchel.
But
he has got a bit of baggage.
It can't get any worse with Nistelrooy.
No, fine. But what I'm saying
it can't get worse, can it?
I say leave the main decision until the summer.
Yes, but you can get rid of him now and not waste the season.
Fine. Well, is Nistelrooy going to be any better?
If they waste another 6 games with Ten Hag and you get the same game, then the season's gone.
Yep.
If you make a decision now, or you could have made a decision, I don't think they're going to. Well, they might tomorrow. We don't know. But if they could still have a great season. It's only been 7 games. And it ain't going to change. You could do another 7 games, we have the same conversation. So why wait with Nistelrooy standing there?
No, I hear.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.